Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, and I hope you guys are doing a little bit better than I am because I'm currently recovering from a summer cold. It's no real reason to worry, it's just a common, boring summer cold, but basically you will most likely notice it in my voice throughout this video. But anyway, today is the day that Square Enix is deploying patch 5.3 on Final Fantasy XIV's live servers. There's currently an extended period of maintenance going on, and the realms are going to be back available, I believe, at around 11 a.m. British Standard Time. You can convert that to whatever your local equivalent happens to be. That is when the realms are going to be back up. Now, you guys might remember that I did a video talking about this a while back, how there was going to be a big patch to Final Fantasy XIV. It's going to bring a lot of new content, new story stuff. There's going to be new dungeons, new trials, a new zone for you to grind out like relic weapons and stuff like that. Not everything is coming tomorrow, though. The patch is like split up into several smaller patches. So first we get like story content, then we're going to get the trials, I think, and a bunch of more stuff that they're going to be adding later down the line. But the reason why I'm making this video is A, because I can't really play the game today, otherwise I most likely would be live streaming it because I've been pretty addicted to it, as you can see from the footage over here. This is me actually leveling up a healer. I've been leveling a healer. You guys know that whenever I play an MMO, I tend to play tank, but I want to try out healer because, you know, I just wanted to see what the other side is like, because having knowledge of how healers work can usually help you become a better tank. That's something that at least I've learned in World of Warcraft, and after playing as a healer there, I definitely became much better as a tank. So it's kind of like the idea that I got behind. That's the idea behind me leveling up a healer class, and also just to try out a different playstyle. And because, you know, healing and tanking have always been the two things that I like the most in MMOs. I've never been big onto DPSing, and that's not to say that I think DPSing is easy, because I feel like that's a common misconception. I actually think that DPSing might be one of the hardest things to do in an MMO, because at least in this specific MMO, because you got to keep your complex rotation going non-stop in the middle of all the crazy mechanics that the bosses are doing. And yeah, if I have a hard time doing that as a tank, which I believe probably has a bit of a simpler rotation than a DPS, I can't even imagine what it's like to do that as DPS. So much respect for DPSers out there. I realize that there's this common conception around DPS is like, it's easy, super easy, DPSers do nothing, who cares? Healers and tanks is all that matters. I completely disagree. But, you know, it is what it is. Now, in that video, I also mentioned that there's going to be an expansion of the trial, and I would like to reiterate that here to let everybody know, because I know that sometimes people don't always watch everything that I put out, or YouTube doesn't send the notification for whatever reason. But basically, the previous Final Fantasy XIV trial ended you at level 35, which is still a decent chunk of content. You could play how many jobs you wanted to level 35. It was all right, but the new trial that is being implemented with patch 5.3 is going to allow you to play the entirety of A Realm Reborn, and then move on to Heavensward and play the entirety of Heavensward as well, which was the first expansion to Final Fantasy XIV. And you can just like Google up people's opinions on Heavensward, and you will see that most people loved the story of Heavensward. But you don't just get access to the story, you also get access to the new races, which I believe you get to play as the Aura, which are like the dragon people. I don't know why you would want to do that. I really don't like them, but you know, it is what it is. You also get to play as the new jobs that were introduced in Heavensward, which was the Astrologian, which is actually what I'm playing in the video that is playing over there. And Machinist, which in my opinion is one of the coolest ranged DPS classes. Basically, you got a gun, you shoot a gun, and you do like crazy gun moves, like you jump up in the air and spin bullets around and whatnot. It's pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool. Also, you can shoot like a massive drill if you're playing as the Machinist. So Machinist, a lot of fun, a ton of fun. And I just highly recommend people, like, look, if you have even a passing interest in Final Fantasy XIV, now is going to be the time for you to go ahead, take the plunge, check it out. And do remember though, because I know that there's always this tendency with MMOs that people have, which is like, oh dude, I gotta rush to the end game. I gotta get there as fast as possible. Gotta get to the front lines and all that jazz. And like, seriously, take your time. Just take your time with the game. Actually experience the story, because the story is very much worth experiencing. I've talked about this in the past in several videos, because, you know, I did my kind of like review of each of the expansions as I was playing through them. But, you know, I just like to put that forward. And at the end of the day, if you don't like story, then fine, skip through it. It's whatever. I would not advise it, but I'm also not against it, because it seems that there's like some kind of prejudice against that type of play style. I've been seeing some videos about that topic recently, and to be honest, like, look, just let people play however they want to play, so long as they're playing the Final Fantasy XIV and enjoying it. That's what really matters. And if they're not enjoying it, then sure, move on, go play something else. But if you are enjoying it, then continue to play it, and don't worry about enjoying the story or not. But again, I heavily recommend that you check it out for the story, because the story in Heavensward was just really, really, really good, in my opinion. Shadowbringers is even better. Shadowbringers is the best story. And a lot of people say that in its own right, it's potentially one of the best Final Fantasy stories ever. So, you know, Shadowbringers is naturally going to be better, but at least in most people's opinions. But Heavensward was still has a really soft spot in my heart personally. Now, one of the things that I'm going to have to make a decision on, which is something that I've been really conflicted about, is also what class I'm going to main when 5.3 hits. Now, I don't have a lot of classes to max level. I have exactly 2 of them. I have the Paladin and the Gunbreaker, and like I said, I'm currently working on this guy right here, my Astro. Well, I say this guy, it's the same character, because that's the really cool thing about Final Fantasy. But I'll explain that in just a bit. But basically, I'm super indecisive if I want to main Paladin or Gunbreaker. And I actually put up a post in the community section of YouTube where you guys can go vote. I'm not saying that I'm going to commit to the result of that post, but it will be nice to see what you guys think about it, what you guys think I can play. If you guys want to know like the pros and cons of each of the classes, to me it's very, 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 very simple, okay? The pros of the Paladin, he's the only tank with a shield. And you guys know I love shields, so he's the only tank that can have a shield. As a matter of fact, he's the only job in the game that can have a shield. No other jobs have shields anymore, as far as I'm aware. And this is currently, you know, because who knows, in the future they might add another job or something. Someone's watching this video like 3 years from now, and they're like, okay, this was at this time as I'm recording this video. There's no other job that can use a shield. The pros of the Gunbreaker, he uses a gunblade. The cons of the Gunbreaker, he doesn't have a shield. The cons of the Paladin, he doesn't have a gunblade. And these are 2 things that I really like. I like shields, I like gunblades. I don't know, I'm very indecisive. Another kind of like con for the Paladin, in my opinion, is that I really don't like his magical rotation. I just don't like the way that it works. I feel like it doesn't flow, whereas the rotation of the Gunbreaker to me just flows much more naturally. You just like, you know, you go through your regular combo into your cartridge combo, and Bob's your uncle. And Paladin's like, oh no, do this, now cast this spell 4 times and then this other spell, and if you mess up at any point along the way, you're gonna miss out like on half of your damage. And I'm just like, why? But yeah, anyway, I guess I got a little bit sidetracked there. Point that I'm trying to make, tomorrow, patch 5.3, I'm gonna be live streaming it here on YouTube. I'm probably gonna be putting up an event shortly after this video goes live, so that you guys are aware when I'm going to be streaming it. I'm going to be doing the story of 5.3, so if you're not there yet, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe don't come to the stream, because, yeah, there's going to be massive, massive spoilers for sure in that stream whenever it goes live, because this patch is set to be, at least from what I can tell, the little I could glean from the trailer, which I shouldn't have even watched the trailer, because, you know, trailers usually appear to have just like so many spoilers nowadays, but you know, I did glimpse the trailer, and it's like, dude, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening in this story patch, and I believe that this is going to be one of the patches that kind of wraps up the story arc of Shadowbringers. You know, and the next couple of patches that we get are going to be patches that lead us into the next expansion, or so I would expect, at least. So it's a really exciting time to play Final Fantasy XIV. It's also going to be the first time that I'm all caught up with the game's patches, because before this I was always like just kind of like playing catch up. Now I took my time going through each of the expansions and doing all of the raids and all of that stuff, but you know, I was never really on the front line. So one of the things that I'm really excited about is actually tackling on the trials at the same time as everybody is tackling them on, you know, learning alongside the rest of the community, doing the new dungeons, doing there's a new like Unreal thing that's also going to be coming, like a new tier of trial that they're doing, which is going to be very interesting. I want to also potentially during this patch start learning some of the extremes, which I also haven't done, because, you know, I've spent my time leveling up different classes and, you know, just playing around as you tend to do. One of the things that I'm kind of mad is that I don't have a crafting job at all. And I thought I was going to be able to do the new Beast Tribe with my miner, but I messed that up today. I was reading the patch and it's like, oh no, everything is Disciples of the Hand. So one of the other things that I got to do when that patch hits is I got to level up a crafter, because you know I'm going to max out my reputation with the Dwarven tribe. That's another thing, dude. That's another thing. I got to, oh my god. This is the biggest thing, okay? Maybe not the biggest thing. The biggest thing is probably the job thing, where I got to figure out if I'm playing Paladin or Gunbreaker. But this is also very important. Why am I so indecisive about playing a human or a Lalafell? I mean, I know why I'm indecisive, but why can't I just like pick one and make up my mind? My character's been a Lalafell no less than twice, and then back to human, and I still don't know if I want to go back to Lalafell again. This is really bad, because Lalafell is the closest thing that you can get to a dwarf in this game. You know what I'm saying? And this is important to me. And there's actual, you know, there's a tribe of dwarves in the first, and that's really cool. I don't know, man. I don't know. You guys got to tell me in the comments. I might do a poll about that too, if I should stick to higher, or if I should swap to Lala. I have a Fantasia because I did the upgrade that you can do to like the digital collector's editions upgrades were at like a 50% discount, so I upgraded everything, and I have one bottle of Fantasia, so I can make the swap to Lalafell. Stop me from doing it. Tell me in the comments why I shouldn't do it. Oh man, but anyway, I guess the main reason why I'm doing this video is because I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about patch 5.3. I really want to see what's going to happen with the story, and I've been pretty much just addicted to this over the last week, to the point where today, when the servers are down, I almost like, I don't know what to do with myself. I want it to be streaming this. I want it to be playing this and doing more content about this. It's just like completely all up in my head. Maybe that's a bad thing. I don't know. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, leave it a like. If you did not enjoy it, hit it up with a dislike. Let me know in the comment sections if you too are also waiting for 5.3 to deploy. And yeah, like I said, pretty soon I'm going to be putting up an event for the live stream tomorrow. So hopefully you guys will join in and we can all like enjoy the new content together. And I'll see you guys then. Thank you all very much for watching. Stay strong, stay safe. Peace out.